was about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
Very good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to EST Afternoons right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, a clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams, edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. Those watching on YouTube, as well as anyone listening via podcast. Thank you very much. Matt Iwanyk once again in for Hernan Salas, joined alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish here. 2 hours coming up of great programming, I might say. I think it's going to be the best program you'll have ever heard.
Probably.
I just said every day. I'm surprised. It's just how much we just take the bar to another level every day.
It's all you, Matty. Actually,
it's both of us.
I'm just along for the ride here.
It's your energy that helps bring it out of me, and it's just constantly better episode after better episode after better episode when the two of us and Zach are together. It's just that simple.
So full of meat right now. Won't lie. It's a lot. It's great though.
What type of meat did Tommy take from you? Like, was it everything that was already out there that he also put out again, or what did you have?
So I usually when I go to the Italian Center, I get 3 different types. I like 3 different types of meat. So I had the mortadella. I did have ham and the Black Forest ham.
Oh yeah, we didn't have those out there with the spread.
Yeah, we did.
No, yours. Yes.
Yeah, mine.
Yours. But I was wondering if they because I was even like, well, if it's already out there, why didn't you? But he added to
it, you know.
I'm sorry, Gager.
Hey, it's fine. It's his birthday. Sometimes with people that are older but still think they're children, they think they're able to do whatever they want on their birthday. And although Tommy he's a man. He's 40. I'll let it slide.
Which Coach Gundy let go by OKC, or not OKC, Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the 17-year anniversary, I think it was, or 18-year anniversary of that speech. I think I just saw that one. And then today he's let go, and it's today Tommy turns 40. So only one of those two could be, of that age, I guess.
I guess.
Still around, so.
It was like Highlander. There can only be one.
Lots to get to on the show today. Bryan DeArdo of CBS Sports will stop by about 1:40. We'll talk about week 3 in the NFL. Look ahead a little bit to week 4. My Ravens falling.
I wanted to Detroit Lions. Great. This is great to have you on, because how do you feel?
Well, it's like, I don't know. Like, I said it was going to be an 0-4 start to the season. I didn't like this first 6 games. And then yesterday, everyone's like, people, like, they're the favorites. So I was feeling a little better about the Lions, but okay, they beat the Browns. But now I'm back to, okay, well, they're going to lose to the Chiefs next week. It's going to be 1-3. This is like either the Ravens or the Chiefs are going to start this season 1-3.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy to think. I saw Lamar Jackson has like 7 touchdowns this season, no interceptions, and he has a losing record. Derrick Henry, 3 fumbles in 3 games. It's not good. And the defense has just been atrocious this season.
And it's funny because they rave about. Sometimes I think they still think Ray Lewis plays for the Ravens, because they keep raving about. Was it Stugs?
Yes, Terrell Suggs was there.
Suggs.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed.
Oh,
Haloti Ngata. They had some great players.
That was crazy. That was dangerous.
The thing is, now they were out a couple of guys. But I'm still like, yeah, you're right. Like, going into everyone, the Ravens defense is just so strong. Well, I haven't seen that this season. They allowed Josh Allen to march down the field and score them at will. They allowed Jared Goff and that Lions team to march down the field and run at them at will. Not good enough. So we'll get Bryan DeArdo's thoughts on that. And a lot. Russell Wilson, no longer the starter with the Giants. What's going to happen with the Falcons? Lots to get to there. Tim Hauraney will join us at 2:25 as we'll look back on the F1 weekend. As we will get into some racing. Your thoughts always welcome. River Cree inbox. Text us 780-218-9999. Tap 25 restaurant, $18.99 prime rib special. Available 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Available for dine-in and takeout. Not available on show nights. You can also jump into the nasty chat as well on YouTube. We also Oiler preseason tonight. Podkolzin with a new deal with the Oilers, 3 years, 2.95 AAV, and I have a little more to say on the CFL. On the CFL after sleeping on it for a little bit.
Has anything changed? Yeah.
I've gotten more angry in ways. Gager.
I started to think, it's not that bad. Okay, go ahead.
I've gotten more angry. Well, no, we'll get to that right away here. But okay, let's start with the Oilers here quickly. What do you make of the Podkolzin deal? Do you like it? I'll start that. I don't need to double question this.
Well, with the meat controversy and turning 40 and his disdain for Podkolzin with Tom Gazzola, I asked him just now, Tommy, what do you think of the deal? And begrudgingly, Tommy kind of kicked a few rocks around the office, and they said he deserved it. And so and we just talked about it a little bit on Two Guys, and Cass made a great point. And we just came to the realization, look, this is, with the cap going up, this is what probably a player of his caliber looks like.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of protection, I think, because when I see Podkolzin, he doesn't have a lot of finish, but what do really good scorers always say when they're in a slump? Usually what happens is they'll start with, I'm still getting chances. If I wasn't getting chances, then I would be worried, right? But I'm still getting chances. They're just not going in for me. It seemed like Podkolzin did get a lot of chances. There just wasn't a lot of finish. And maybe that's something he could work on, or because he did score 14 goals in the league once. We were trying to come up with a good over-under number, I think around 12.5. But what if he does go nuts? What if he does get closer to that 20, which is a possibility if you're playing with Leon Draisaitl for the better part of the year. There could be
24-year-old.
Yeah, could be a revolving door on that net front presence in the on the power play to start the year. If things aren't going well, he might get some time there. So, I mean, the last thing you want is Podkolzin to go pop off, get 20, and then all of a sudden you have to pay this guy $5-6 million all of a sudden. I think it's reasonable, and
it's also sorry to jump, but it's also a contract you can get out of. 2.95 is not that crazy. If things don't go well, let's say next season, and you're sitting there, you go, we got 2 years left for this guy. That's something you can move out. That's something you could add into a move. 2.95, especially with the way the cap's going. That's not a contract that you're just like, this is going to be a boat anchor, and we're stuck with this for 3 more years if you're the Edmonton Oilers. If you need to get out of that contract, or like because he's not performing, 2.95 is not that hard to move on from.
It's one of the smartest and best moves I think we've seen from this new regime to look towards the future and lock a guy in. He's an integral part of this team. Let's face it. They need a guy like him, and especially when your top guy raves about him in ways that the little things, the intangibles that he brings that allow Leon Draisaitl to play his best, people he feels comfortable playing with. So I think there's something to that.
Is this a case of keeping Leon happy because his other best friend is leaving town?
Oh my gosh, man. I got to become Leon Draisaitl's friend.
I'm just make Leon happy because Connor's leaving and keep the guy he likes playing with next to him.
I guess.
Just kidding. I'm kidding, Edmonton. I'm kidding, Oiler fans. 8 goals last year in 82 games, but his career best 14. If he's a 14, 15, 16 goal scorer,
that's massive.
30-point player, you're happy with that. You're pretty happy with that.
I think you're more than happy with that.
It's going to be weird seeing Jonathan Toews in a Jets uniform tonight, isn't it?
I was thinking about that this morning too. Is it weird that I'm looking forward to it a little bit though? There's something to a guy going home.
Yeah, well, especially late in his career. Like, this is a guy, like, he's got his rings. He's done all that. And, I don't think anyone's expecting Jonathan Toews to be the guy that's going to take the Jets and push them over the top to go win the Stanley Cup. Like, I think he brings that veteran experience to the room, but I don't think we're expecting a lot of play out of him. Like, a 70, 80-point guy coming.
No.
So it's like, going home. Hopefully, it's like when Joe Thornton went to Toronto.
Yeah.
Except we don't hate Toronto, or we don't hate Winnipeg like we do Toronto.
Man, everyone kind of likes Joe Thornton too.
Yeah.
Jonathan Toews is easy to like.
It's going to be cool, I think.
I think What if Winnipeg's the team that brings the Stanley Cup back to Canada with Jonathan Toews? What does that do for his legacy? There was a
thought he was Captain Canada for a period. Like he might have been the best player in the game at one point.
He was.
Yeah.
You'll stand by that year when they won the Olympics and Chicago won the Stanley Cup and he won the Conn Smythe. He was the greatest hockey player
on earth at that moment.
On earth. Yeah. I was shocked because I don't think Canada wins without him.
Okay. I like where you're going with that because I thought I'm going to take this to Crosby for a quick second.
Okay.
Because there's talk of where Crosby would go if he were to ultimately move on from Pittsburgh. And there's a lot of talk of Colorado. Mm-hmm. There's also talk of Montreal. But like if you're Crosby, if the one thing you haven't done in your career, bring the cup to Canada. And would Edmonton then be in play?
I think...
Or are you infringing on McDavid's team a little too much?
No, I don't think he cares about that.
Well, but maybe from both sides, because like that's if I'm Sidney Crosby and I'm thinking about what like because I think Toews, and to your point, like if he's the guy that brings this cup back to Canada with the Jets, like incredible. That just adds to your legacy.
He's already going to the Hall of Fame, but it's like.
But if you're Sidney Crosby and go, I have won cups, I've won Olympic golds, I've won a World Hockey Championship, I've won a World Juniors, I've done it all. I could go win with my buddy in McKinnon in Colorado, or try to go win with him, or I could do something that hasn't been done since '93. And that's help a Canadian franchise win a Stanley Cup.
I'll take it a step further. If he's going to bring the cup home to Canada route, he does it with an original 6 team.
But I don't think he won't go to Toronto.
Why not?
He doesn't seem like Toronto guy. He's connected. It seems more with Montreal. And Montreal's not there to go win the cup.
Well, he played in the Q, so I think there's a relationship with the Quebec League and Sidney Crosby. But this is the whole, we talk about legacy of players, and we're specifically talking about 2 guys that are essentially going into the Hall of Fame as soon as they actually say they're retired. I think if you're going to take it to a step where bringing the cup home to Canada, you're going to do it on the biggest stage possible for Sidney.
Which is why I think Edmonton falls into that to a degree, because who are the last guys to bring the cup to Edmonton? Some of the greatest to ever do this. Yeah. That's the one thing Edmonton always will have part of its history. And that's if you're Connor and Leon and you go win a cup with this franchise, you join the likes of Gretzky, Messier, Coffey, Fuhr, Anderson. Like you.
I thought you were going to say Patrick Juan Leclerc.
You join the pantheon of greats of hockey.
Yeah.
While doing it in Canada with the Edmonton Oilers because of who did it back in the 80s/90, the 1 year. That's why I like, while Edmonton's not original 6, it's a very historic franchise. It's got a legacy to it that puts it knocking, like it will never obviously be an original 6, but it's just off. It's just a tier off in my mind.
Yeah.
It's the same as like the Lakers. I'm going to take this one. Like stars play for the Lakers. Stars over the history of the Los Angeles Lakers have gone to play for LA. They've had some of the best players to ever play the game rep the purple and gold. You go win it here. You know, if you're Connor, if you're Sid, if you're Leon, you now join Gretz, Mess, and all those guys. Like, it makes Edmonton. It takes. I think if you win with Edmonton, it's not 100 right equal to Montreal or Toronto.
Just a step under,
but it's just a step under.
Yeah, because I think this generation of Connor's age. So he was born in the late 90s, right?
Connor?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he saw
90s are the greatest decade, by the way. That out there.
I would say 80s, but whatever.
The people born in the 90s were just the best.
Okay, whatever. Jesus. Here we go. I think growing up, you have that lore of the Edmonton Oilers, right? Because when I grew up, it was old Montreal Canadiens and obviously the New York Islanders when I really got into it. So probably as a kid sitting 2 feet from the television watching, you're seeing all those old Gretzky and Messier things on a loop, right? So that's why Edmonton I have to agree with you. It's right underneath an original 16. But then say what you want about, I mean, Toronto is a different place. It's its own little Canada or whatever. But winning there or Montreal, that is, and I'm not taking away. It would be great in any Canadian city, but
if you're thinking of legacy,
yeah,
like if you're Vancouver and you do it, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
great.
But even Winnipeg, but it's those original.
Winnipeg would be sentimental for
taste.
Yeah,
specifically. Riding the Pine, there's cachet to winning a cup in oil country, and that's why I think Connor could stay here and get in the conversation. Why wouldn't 87 want to be a part of that also? But then Casino Dealer Jay says this, which I do kind of then agree with, and this is why I kind of said this part a little bit ago, but then everyone will say they needed a cup. To win a cup, they needed a Sid to come to Edmonton, which would hurt then McDavid and Draisaitl to agree that, well, you needed Sidney Crosby to come and get you that cup type thing.
I don't see a problem with that.
In the end, worst case is you have a Stanley Cup ring if you're Connor and Leon, and you're pretty happy with that. That's that would be
doing it with Sidney Crosby. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And that's where I always feel like if Crosby ultimately leaves Pittsburgh, I don't know the cap situation, but don't rule out the idea of, like, there's Montreal. What if you're the Oilers, would you not try to do that? Because the conversation is Sid be the guy that helps lead the cup back to Canada. We also have to get the heat and smoke today at 2:00. As Zach texted Gager and I, same game, new rules like the CFL. We will get to that at 2:00 as well here on EST Afternoons. We're live in the William Huff studio on the west end of town. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions with thousands of valued clients through unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry experience and a desire to make every job the very best it could be. It's what they call the William Huff Advantage, which is their website, williamhuff.com, or give them the shout, 780-454-4536. Bryan DeArdo coming up at 1:40. Up next, we'll continue right here on EST Afternoons. I got a few more thoughts on the CFL. We'll get to those as well, and your thoughts in the River Cree inbox or the Nasty Chat. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt Iwanyk. We'll get to a Zachary Kubish sports update, and then be back with some more open line time, as they call it, right here on EST Afternoons, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Oilers have signed 24-year-old Vasily Podkolzin to a 3-year extension worth nearly $3 million per season. In 82 games last year in Edmonton, Podkolzin recorded 8 goals and 16 assists. And from the Peg, Edmonton hits the ice at 6 o'clock to battle Jonathan Toews and his Jets. While down south, the Giants have announced that rookie Jackson Dart will start this week against the Chargers, sitting veteran Russell Wilson to the bench after an 0-3 start. Back up north, Montreal's Davis Alexander took first-team reps at practice. He continues to recover from a hamstring injury, which has sidelined him since mid-July. For the Bombers, Zach Collaros saw the majority of snaps at practice after missing the past 2 games with a neck injury. Winnipeg plays Hamilton on Saturday. On the Diamond, the Jays begin their final home set of the regular season. They battle the Red Sox. Boston sits 5 games back in the standings, with Toronto holding first in the AL East, leading the division by 2 games over the Yankees. Kevin Gausman gets a call for the Jays' first pitch just after 5. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Catch some Double E football action this season. The next home game for the Elks is this Saturday as they battle the Riders. Tickets start at just $20. Get your tickets now at GoElks.com. The boys chat some CFL after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Stu Johnson, the commissioner of the Canadian Football League.
There is not 1% of my brain power that is focused on anything to do with downs. We are a 3-down game. We are 65 wide with 12 players, 3 downs. We have our yard off the ball, and we've got motion. We are a Canadian game.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Fall football in your living room just became the fan zone. Before you move in the giant screen, make space to cheer on your favorite team with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Lobsterfest is back at the Canadian Brewhouse, Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. A pound and a half of fresh Atlantic lobster with all the fixins for just $49.99. Pair it with a stein of Alexander Keith. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish with you here. I'm in for Hauraney. He'll be back on Monday. What do I have? We've got Reed Wilkins Show with J Mill coming up 3 to 6 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I don't know how to think about that for a second, but that is coming up from 3 until 6 as well. Bryan DeArdo in about 20 minutes time. But yesterday CFL made some big news. We talked about it at length on this show. I have slept on it. I have thought about this. I'm still not fully convinced on all of this. And I will make it inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Visit them and download their app, playalberta.ca. YEG50, EST Sports, deposit 50, get a free $50 sports bet. That's our promo codes for the month of September. New and improved odds on all North American leagues, including the National Football League. Next up will be Thursday night for the NFL, and easier access to promotions all over at Play Alberta. So I've got a few things to go with, but the two things I'm still struggling with. One is Tim Anger, who's head of Football Alberta. He was on with Reed and Jay yesterday.
Yep.
And I've seen this from, I'd have to find which coach it was, but Stuart Johnson came out and he said, you know, he did his whole tour across Canada and he talked about connecting with the grassroots. But then the grassroots of this country, you've got the head coach of the Regina Thunder, Scott McCauley, saying that he doesn't like this, that it's just basically kids can't kick field goals now. And then you had Tim Anger, who was head of Football Alberta, go join Reed and Jay yesterday, and this is why I'm going inside the numbers. They have, I think he said something along the lines of 24 artificial turfs in this province for football. They're permanent lines. Yep. They're not painted on. It would cost like $50 million to replace those football fields. $50 million. They don't have $50 million to just go replace these. So how do you go about what is going to happen with grassroots now football in this country? What is going to happen? Like, does the youth sports level, we talked about the few yesterday that share barns with CFL clubs, but what are the rest going to do? Like, and the impact that this is going to have on everyone else in football in this country, down to the junior levels and the youth levels and the minor football, is great. And the fact that there wasn't greater discussion with them, and they were all shocked by this yesterday, disappoints me.
Is this short-sightedness of a top league not realizing the effect that they can have on the leagues lower? Because I know in hockey anyways, when they were trying to get rid of the hitting from behind or what have you, remember the stop signs, it did filter down through the ranks. Like Hockey Canada took the NHL rules and adapted them, or they started some younger that moved up, right? So was this something that they didn't even think about? Because I was listening to it yesterday and was taken aback. Like, what happens if the Greens crew, like, it's very difficult to move the uprights.
Yeah.
Like, what if they just don't want to do it that day and leave it, right? Like, so.
Well, also, who's gonna do it? The Commonwealth Stadium is actually Regina, because they have the Rams play over there. That's a city-run facility, if I'm not mistaken. Are they going to spend the money as a city to figure this out and move things back and forth? Are they? It's supposed to be a multi-use facility. Are they going to be able to do that, or is this now just locked in for what the Riders are going to do because this is what the CFL is going to do? Like, I don't know, and it seems like they didn't. I don't want to say they didn't think of them. It's more, to me, it feels like they didn't care. Because Stuart Johnson has been the commissioner of this league for just a little over 150 days, and they did this in a complete secrecy.
Yeah.
They did this, there was no leaks, but they don't communicate it with anyone. And we heard from Nathan Rourke yesterday. He was not happy about this. Mike O'Shea was on a coach's show yesterday. He wasn't happy about this, saying he wasn't consulted. And I'll say this, coaches probably should have been consulted because they're the ones that will know how these rules are actually going to be used. We want to sit there and say maybe there'll be more third down gambles, but it's the coaches that have to make that call.
Yeah.
And are they going to make that call? Today, I'll just throw Davis Alexander spoke in favor of these. Danny Machocha I saw today is pretty okay with these. Nick Arbuckle, I believe, seems to be okay with these. But that grassroots level being impacted by this in a significant way, like, again, for football, $50 million to slowly change these over how many years, like that's significant. And either they're not going to change it, and then we're still playing these old rules here, but then when kids watch football, they're not going to ever see those rules, versus now, or you have to commit the money to change it. That was one of the reasons I'm frustrated with what came from yesterday.
Dave Naylor this morning, talking with Dusty and Eric, was explaining, I believe, that what they didn't want was a game in overtime to be decided by the Rouge and therefore in playoffs, or a Grey Cup in overtime be settled by they get the ball and just kick it through, right? So, and they met with this and they said that they couldn't come to an agreement on it. And that was kind of the reasoning, which I don't agree with at all. I think that this is, you want to get the best possible feedback from every source possible. And you have such a great resource with the current players, current coaches, current management to discuss these types of changes. It just, and I although I've been looking at the rules and I've part of me thinks, okay, they're not bad, but I don't play in the CFL. I don't realize what the impact or what a lot of people can probably foresee happening with these new rules that are going to be put in place. So, but if you already have a group that can't make a decision, does that make it more difficult do you just have to take the bull by the horns? No, we're changing.
Well, I have 3 ways to go about this. 3 things I want to get to. First, I hate this thing that we're hearing yesterday that, well, we don't want the Grey Cup to be handed out by a missed field goal Rouge. Mm-hmm. We've had 111 Grey Cups, I believe. When has it happened?
I know.
Like, that's the one thing. It's not like we have a small sample size. It's not like the league has been around for 20 years and we're sitting there going, well, we don't want this. It's not like hockey that ended the puck over the glass penalty. And once it was instituted, and we always be like, we don't want a game Stanley Cup decided about this. We have a lot of examples. I don't recall this happening fully. But also the flip side is, how many games ultimately have been decided by a missed field goal Rouge versus how many games have had missed field goals returned for a touchdown? We just had a missed field goal return for a touchdown this past weekend. Have we had a missed field goal Rouge win a game this season? We had 2 of them last year. One was a punt, one was a missed field goal. Prior to that, it's a number of years. We only have games decided by that once every few years, 2-3 years on average, I would say. We generally have a missed field goal return for a touchdown once or twice a season. And that's gone. You want to know something? You could say that, well, I don't want a Grey Cup decided by a missed field goal Rouge. I also would love, though, a Grey Cup decided by a missed field goal return for a touchdown. Now, we've never had that happen, but now that's being taken out of this game. So that's the one I want to just point out that I don't like that argument from the other side. What I would have loved to have seen is, like, why couldn't they as a league yesterday announce we have to make changes? This league status quo wasn't good enough, so we're going to form a committee. And you could either get on board to try to help us make sure we maintain the Canadiana and the CFL part of this game while we try to improve, or you could be left behind. But we want to open this up to coaches, players, management, boards. We're going to have a full committee. In September, we're going to release what we've come up with. But get on board, because the status quo won't stay. Because Dave Nail was saying the status quo will stay. But if you ultimately start a committee going, no, it's not going to stay. We'll just make the changes then ourselves. So you can either help impact those changes, or we're just going to decide whatever the hell we want. I think that would have been better overall for this game. If they just opened up, even minor football, brought a few people to the table, and over the course of the next 6 months or whatever, they have honest discussions about how can we move forward that best suits everyone's hope out of this.
If not, being a former player, the relationship between the PA and the NHL is it's good, right? There's discussions there. It still shocks me that the Players Association of the CFL wasn't even informed. Like these are the guys that are.
Well, the PA was.
Oh, were they?
The PA was. The top end member, the executive committee was. The members were not.
Were they just informed these changes, or were they part of the decision making?
They wouldn't have been. I don't believe they were part of the decision.
So that's what I mean.
The president Solomon Elamimian and Adam Bighill, who now plays for them, they were part. They were talked to. They just never told their members.
Like I don't. The relationship between the players and the people that run the league needs to be better in that sense. I think it causes animosity that way, and
that's been there for a long time between the CFL and the PA.
Yeah, it's not good, right?
This
would have been a good starting point to mend bridges, right?
Yeah. I also realized yesterday that I am a little more skeptical on the touchdowns going up to a degree. I think if you get to the end zone closer there, we'll maybe see more touchdowns and not settling for field goals from, the 10, because you'll be able to throw to the middle field. I agree with that. But one thing I came up with thinking about it today is that kicking is still the same, though, in the sense of a 60-yard or 50-yard punt is still a 60-yard punt, 50-yard punt, no matter the field length. A kickoff is a kickoff, no matter the field length. They're going to have to move kickoffs back. Because right now the kickoff lands at about the 20. Now that's going to land at the 10. Because there's 10 less yards on that football field, which means you have to, and now the field though is 10 yards shorter. So the distance to drive, if the football playing is still the same, if the average drive in the CFL is 50 yards, let's say, you still have to drive, you're not going to be closer to the end zone when all is said and done, because the kicking is still going to be the kicking. A 50-yard punt is still going to be a 50-yard punt. It just means the ball is going to land closer to the end zone than midfield. And so you're going to still have so that 10 yards that we're losing on the field, it's negated by the kicking of this. So the kickoff part of the game, they're going to have to move the kickoff back, because you can't have the ball landing at the goal line now as opposed to the 10, and then teams pin back, because then they're not going to get in scoring position, because now the field goal posts are 15 yards further. So we're not going to see that scoring there. But when it comes to punts, if you're punting and it lands at the 30. Now it's landing at the 20. And so that part where I don't think teams are getting close to the end zone. And now in the end, it will be, okay, that 3rd and 3, are coaches going to go for it? But here's the thing. Once coaches get stopped enough going for 3rd and 3, they're going to start punting. If they don't already start punting, they're going to start punting once they get stopped a few times. Because in the end, I was talking with Dave James, who's going to be on with Reed and Jay later today. Coaches don't care about entertainment.
They care about wins.
They care about wins, and they care about keeping their job.
Mm-hmm.
And if going for 3rd down is going to cause them to maybe lose more football games than kicking the ball, they're going to start kicking that football.
Do you see what position has become the most valued over the last few days? Have kickers become an integral part of teams now?
Oh no, they're worse off. You have less opportunity to kick.
But for
And then now it's going to be...
You need someone who can boot the ball.
But it's the extra point's going to be the same, I would assume. I'd assume that they're going to move it up, and it's not going to now be like a... Right now it's what, a 35 for a 50-yard extra point. But I'll say if it's a 50-yard extra point, teams are going to go for 2 now.
Yeah.
Teams are just going to go, so kickers are even more gone.
Okay.
The kicker is going to suffer from this more than any other position.
Well, if you're going to say they're punting more, you're going to have like a laser punter.
No, well, you're going to need the punting position is going to be more valuable.
Yeah.
I think that guy who can coffin corner it, that guy who can just place it where they want to, that's going to be more valuable to coaches because, as I said, look, it could be 2nd and 3 from the 35. If you take an 8-yard sack, you're now probably out of field goal range. And you're going to pooch punt that, and you can't have a normal punt. So that's going to come down to who's the most versatile type punters that have different ranges. Their position went up, field goal kicking went down. I do want to say that a couple of comments in the nasty chat. Iwanyk said, where was the message there? When the NFL moved the goalpost to the back of the end zone, it increased punting, not scoring, which is interesting. I'd have to go look those up. C-Run, I hate games being decided by field goals. I would like to see the original field goal size kept. Duck Dad, an MLB game can be decided by a pitch clock violation. Walking in the winning run, should the MLB get rid of that? Supersized Indiana Jones, more punting and less points. Woo, can't wait. Hashtag RIP kickers. So it's going to be fascinating to watch in 2027 how this all fully plays out. I kind of wish we had just maybe some exhibition games with it to try to see it before it's fully implemented, but we're going ahead with this. I'm just very disappointed today, mostly with the fact that the grassroots level of football was not involved in this, and the possible ramifications, impact that they're going to have to deal with now because of the board and Stuart Johnson doing something in pure secrecy, which... I know he came out today on the morning show and said in his mind he's not focused on, he believes 3 downs or whatever. I don't trust that today because of all the secrecy. And he didn't say that yesterday when he should have known what was coming. He knew it was coming. And now I think they saw a backlash yesterday of a lot of people worried about 4 downs. They saw a lot of season ticket holders call and be upset and voice their concern, and they're trying to do damage control today. And that's what I heard today from Stuart Johnson was damage control, not his true feelings.
Damage control in what sense? Trying
to calm the waters with the CFL fan that they have. That if right now...
That more change is coming? Or?
That the CFL fan out there there's many that aren't happy with these and are done, or possibly done with this league. But then there's more that are just think 5 years, 4 downs is coming. I'm gone. And I don't think they thought that backlash was coming because yesterday he's asked twice about it. He just said never say never, but he didn't say what he said today. He could have said that yesterday too at the press conference. Never say never, but my mind is not focused on 4 downs in any way, shape, or form. We're a 3-down league. He didn't say that. It took him 24 hours to go say that because I think they saw a bit of a backlash from the loyal CFL fan that is upset by this, and they're worried and they're trying to calm those waters to keep them around because, look, these changes aren't going to happen until 27, where that's when you're hoping to bring in new interest to this game. But you still have a year and a half of football left till then. And if your current fan base gets annoyed enough and they don't show up next year, you're in a tough spot in 2026. So they're trying to calm those waters to keep those people around because I don't think they expected how much anger there was going to be yesterday from the loyalists.
They should hire Jimmy Kimmel back then.
Tonight?
I know.
He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt Iwanyk. Zachary Kubish laughing on the other side of the camera. He's got a sports update coming up. We're going to shift to 4 downs. Funny enough. We're going to talk with Bryan DeArdo of CBS Sports to talk some National Football League, not CFL-like coming, or NFL-like coming.
Hire Jimmy Kimmel. Let's get him back. No?
Hey,
that'll bring someone back.
To supersized Indiana Jones, as long as this man is commissioner, I'll be worried about 4 downs. For some, they would take Jimmy Kimmel to be the commissioner of the CFL at this very moment, just so we could get that change. I will get to Bryan DeArdo next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Matt Iwanyk. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm in for Hauraney and Sal, straight here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Here's Zach with a sports update.
24-year-old Vasily Podkolzin is here to stay in Edmonton, signing a 3-year deal with the Oilers worth just under $3 million per season. NHL preseason continues. The Oilers and Jets match up from Winnipeg. Puck drop for that one goes at 6 o'clock with 10 other games around the league. From New York, Russell Wilson will not start this week after an 0-3 start with the Giants. It's Jackson Dart getting the call for the Giants when they take on the undefeated Chargers on Sunday. In the CFL, 37-year-old Zach Caleros took first-team reps at Bombers practice. He missed the past 2 games with a neck injury he suffered September 6th against the Riders. And out east, Davis Alexander of the Alouettes had starting snaps at practice. The 26-year-old has been out since mid-July with a hamstring injury. In the MLB, Toronto and Boston clash for the first of 3 games. Boston sits 5 games back of the Jays for the lead in the AL East, with the Yankees 2 games behind Toronto. Both teams with 6 games left to play in the regular season. First pitch tonight goes at 5:07. Kevin Gausman, the starter for Toronto. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation. .net. Bryan DeArdo from CBS Sports checks in to talk some NFL on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
So Nathan Rourke, Canadian guy, came back from the NFL last year. He's like, this is garbage. This is the game I love. I admire his passion.
Same.
But I would think that he would be a guy that would be like, no, this is good. I'll benefit from it. I'll take advantage. And, everything I'm going to do now is going to be even better because this makes it easier for me.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your GameSense.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Back on EST Afternoons, Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage. Portions of this hour of EST Afternoons are brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Win big this football season at the Canadian Brewhouse. Score your shot at the trip to the Super Bowl. Weekly prizes and more, plus $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankers. Details up at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. We're going to talk some 4-down football, which is NFL football. Not CFL football, 4-down football with Bryan DeArdo of CBS Sports, who joins us right now. And Bryan, greatly appreciate the time as always. Want to look at yesterday's Monday Nighter with the Lions getting past the Ravens. To you, what's the bigger story from this game? Is it the Lions improving 2-1 after that loss to start the season against the Packers? Or is it the Ravens dropping to 1-2 and having some tough losses both to the Bills and to the Lions?
Way, always good to be on with you guys. It has potential to be their long-term starter. However, this season, it won't change a lot for me. I think the Giants are still like a 7-win team is their ceiling. I think that Dayball is obviously, coaching for his job. But I think that the expectation all year long was that this was eventually going to happen. I don't see Daboll losing his job unless he loses that locker room and they start like 0-7 or something like that, which I don't think that's going to happen. I do think that Dart is going to help them get someone on the right track, but I think as far as this season, it's a lost one for the Giants.
I just want to go back to last night's game. I don't know. It might just be me, but I don't know why Jared Goff, that performance last night really put him, I don't know. It's early to say. I realize this, and you have the usual suspects for MVP voting, but could Jared Goff be put into that conversation with the coaching changes if he can get the Lions back to where they were last year and all these questions about, because he looked fantastic going up against the Ravens last night.
I'm with you, and I'll get on this bandwagon with you. If you're willing to drive it, I'll ride shotgun with you. I'm with you. I'm in. Because I think of what you said was so important is that he's doing this now with Ben Johnson being gone, and that, again, I think last night was more about what the Ravens' offense looked like. But no, I don't think it should be lost on anybody that the Lions' offense continues to operate at a high level, specifically Goff, with the new offensive coordinator. And I do think that that's a huge boost for his potential MVP run. I think voters are going to probably, at this point, they would give it to Herbert. And as you know, unfortunately, labels get slapped on anybody in any profession. And I think for Goff, the label's been slapped on him that he's a good but not great quarterback, which probably stems from his time with the Rams, that they were willing to let him go. But guys can break out of those narratives. Jim Plunkett, let's go back 45 years, right? Former number 1 overall, went to the Raiders, won a 7. I'm dating myself big time.
I remember. I'm there with you. I got Lester Hayes stick them all over me, baby.
Here we go. Absolutely. He should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a joke that he's not, but that's fine. But no, I think for him to win MVP, he'd probably have to lead the league in either touchdown passes or passing yards, and the Lions would have to get that number 1 seed. I think that, to me, or at least win that division. If those don't things, he's going to need a combination of an historic season from a number standpoint, and the Lions are going to have to win that division for him to win MVP.
Bryan DeArdo of CBS Sports. Just one more for you, Brian. Houston Texans 0-3. What do you make of what I know that they just released their safety today? What do you make of what's going on out in Houston, and can they turn this season around?
No, again, I think they're sitting with the Giants. I don't mince words. I don't want to waste your time. 7 wins is going to be their ceiling. Especially with the way Jacksonville started and the way that the Colts started. And I think that there's internal issues there, which is crazy because DeMeco Ryans done such a good job since he's been their coach, and I think that their GM is going to give him a mulligan for what's happened this season. But I think it was almost doomed from the start with Joe Mixon being hurt, missing the season. They had no running game, and this has been an ongoing trend in the NFL, and it's hurt them as well, maybe more than anybody. Skill position players drafted high that haven't panned out yet, and they drafted 2 receivers high that haven't panned out yet. They're not the only ones, like I said, but it seems to be affecting them the most. No, they won't get out of the hole as far as making the playoffs, but I see them somewhat figuring it out, because I think there is a lot of character in that locker room, and it starts with C.J. Stroud and some of the guys they have on that defense.
Brian, greatly appreciate the stuff. As always, enjoy the rest of your week.
You too. Thank you.
Bryan DeArdo, CBS Sports, with you there. Ganger, thank you for jumping in. And people didn't hear most of it, but your conversation with Brian.
That's too bad, because that was some of my best work.
It was great stuff for Coop and I. It wasn't internet issues that came on that one. Our streaming platform just shut down on Coop. Just crashed on it.
So professional. So you guys, it was great. But
I crashed on the Hangout yesterday for some reason. Now it's crashing today. We haven't had that's not an internet thing. Our just streaming platform, the program just shut down.
That's why you hire a backup goalie. Just gets in there real quick, right?
You were perfect.
I wasn't supposed to click the big red X. That was the wrong thing to do.
Did you?
No, I just joking. No,
he's joking.
I know.
He did a solid job. We actually did. I updated this system a couple of weeks ago, so it's a little easier to get back on. But you just have to.
Wow.
So you missed part of that interview from Brian.
He's great.
Jim Plunkett or Brian?
Brian.
Yeah.
Both We're great, but
I'm actually for the city of Edmonton. I take credit for Bryan DeArdo. I was the first one. I was the first one to book him back at the old place. And everyone would
really.
There's sometimes you just have those guests that are little. They're going to respond, and 9 out of 10 times they'll say yes.
Yeah.
Brian's one of those.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
But it's just his knowledge of the NFL. It's so in depth. You can ask him anything, and he'll give you more than what you bargained for.
Well, no, I was worried about my last question because I didn't hear everything you guys talked about because we're trying to set, and I was like, I hope I don't ask the same question twice.
No, I went back to Baltimore because I thought if anything, you might do that with the sorrow of losing yesterday.
Nah, season's over. Trade Lamar. Trade Lamar. It's all done. Everything's over.
He should have scored that on
that fourth down play.
Yeah,
where they did the quick snap.
Yeah, I don't.
And then he fumbled the ball in the last 20 yards.
Yeah, that one. I didn't like that.
He struggles protecting the ball sometimes on those plays. Last year had a big fumble. Was it against the Bills in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a fumble. Like sometimes I get a little annoyed with that. But Derrick Henry, 3 straight games fumbles.
2 fumbles at crucial times.
Yep.
I mean, great play by Hutchinson.
Still, you're Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Be better.
You got
and then
it.
he falls trying to smack his helmet on the sideline or whatever happened there.
Well, that was embarrassing.
The Ravens are embarrassing right now.
Well, it's good to have those games now.
Yeah, unless you don't get into the playoffs because you blew these 2 games early in the season.
They should be there.
We'll see. One of them or the Chiefs will be 1-3 at the end of next week. Unless we get a tie and it's 1-2-1.
There's no rouge?
They did it. No there is a way to score 1 point in the NFL, though.
How?
If a team goes for a 2-point conversion, I think, and you intercept it and take it the other way, I think that is 1 point.
Is it?
There is a way. How can you score 1 point in the NFL? It's not that one. Oh, okay. So a defensive team gains possession of the ball, advances it, and then is tackled in its own end zone, resulting in 1 point for the offensive team. That's how it goes.
That's what I thought it was.
So it's such a weird. So it's basically a safety against yourself.
Mm-hmm. So you recover the ball in your own end zone and can't get back out, or do you got to go?
No, I think you have to go in. So how a 1 point conversion safety works. A team scores a touchdown, then attempts an extra point or a 2 point conversion. The defense intercepts a pass, recovers a fumble, or blocks a kick and gains possession of the ball. The defensive player with the ball advances it towards the opposition end zone. The team that was attempting the convert then regains possession of the ball. That team is tackled while in their own end zone. Okay, so I think how this works. So if I'm going for 2 points, I throw a pick, the opponent starts taking it to the house, but I go and I fumble it, but I grab it and go into the end zone.
Yeah, it's 1 point.
It's 1 point, something like that.
Just take a knee at that point.
It's very well. Actually,
it's not even worth the 1 point.
It's the Ravens game. That's the game that it almost happened. The Ravens-Bills. I think that would have been 1 point because the Raven intercepted Josh Allen's 2 point conversion. He ran out of the end zone, lateraled it back into the end zone.
Right.
And another player, if he had just taken the knee in the end zone, I think that would have been 1 point, but he left the end zone, took the knee, and there was no points given on that play. But there is a way to have a team score just 1 point in an NFL game.
Okay.
You could have a 1-0 NFL game. No, you can't. It would have to be a 6-1 NFL game.
Oh, yeah. Because they'd have to score.
So I guess the lowest scoring NFL game could be 6-1. I think.
That's good.
Something like that. We're back. Technically, we're going. That's good. Knock on wood that it continues that way. Portions of this hour is set up prior, brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. You could always get in touch with us in the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Tap 25 restaurant, 50% off the entire menu. Available 7 days a week from 2 until 5. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt Iwanyk. This is EST Afternoons. We'll take a short time out. Zach will have a sports update. We'll be back with Heat and Smoke, and then Tim Hauraney. He will stop by coming up at about 2:25 right here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports.
The Lock Shop.
Hey, Haas, before I let you go, Tommy Gazzola turned 40 today.
Come on. Happy birthday to the handsome one.
Yeah.
He's probably still getting carded at bars.
Probably still does. I said, like, he looks and acts like he's 25 years old. Yeah, living that good life. But yeah, Tommy turns 40.
What's Tommy's Instagram DMs like today?
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses. Because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
Get ready for pure adrenaline at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, September 13th at Brand Torque Raceway. Witness an action-packed evening filled with crashing, smashing, and jaw-dropping stunts. From heart-pounding collisions to cars dropped from towering cranes and a jet car burn. Celebrate an evening of outrageous entertainment at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, September 13th at Brand Torque Raceway. Just west of Highway 2 and Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport. Tickets and info online at redraceway.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The Oilers have inked Vasily Podkolzin to a 3-year extension worth nearly $10 million total. The 24-year-old had 8 goals and 16 assists in 82 games last season. Tonight, the Oilers challenge Jonathan Toews and the Jets from Winnipeg. They meet at 6 o'clock with 10 other games on the NHL slate. And the Giants have announced a quarterback change for this upcoming week. Jackson Dart will start against the undefeated Chargers after Russell Wilson led the team to an 0-3 start. In the CFL, both Davis Alexander and Zach Collaros returned to practice for their respective clubs, both taking first-team reps. Alexander has been out since mid-July for the Alouettes with a hamstring injury, having Winnipeg's Collaros sit out the past 2 games with a neck injury. From Toronto, the Jays and Red Sox kick off a 3-game series. The Jays hold first in the AL East of 5 games on the Red Sox. The Yankees are 2 games behind Toronto for first place in the division. Kevin Gausman takes the mound tonight. First pitch at 5:07. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of VST Afternoons starts right now.
Welcome back to EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. Coming up in about 25 minutes time, we will get to Need for Speed for Rad Torque Raceways. Tim Hauraney will join us, our F1 as well as TSN's F1 analyst. The lowest score would be 2-0. Just a safety outright. That would be the lowest score.
Yeah.
But the lowest,
with
both teams
including
scoring,
a 1 point.
if both teams score, I guess would be 6-1. Be the lowest, I guess. In theory, that's what it kind of would be. It's time to get to Heat and Smoke. As Coop said earlier in the text, same game, new rules, just like the Canadian Football League. Let's get to Heat and Smoke. Coop, you take over.
Alrighty, well, we've been doing this for the past few weeks, and we changed the rules from beforehand. So for those just tuning in for the first time, it's a head-to-head format between Gager and Matty here. And they have to go head-to-head in trivia that I come up with. So there's going to be 7 questions if needed. There's a rally point question if it's tied after 6. So each of you guys will alternate turns answering each question. And there's a few player profiles. They're related to Edmonton. Usually they have to have an Oilers connection, but with this one, it's just going to be an Edmonton-based connection, and then some generic hockey or Oilers-based trivia as well. So I don't remember the last time you guys played with the new rules. I know I introduced them when you guys, I guess, played the last time here. So I'm just going to flip a coin.
When you change the rules of something, usually Matty doesn't like it.
Yeah. Well, I did actually speak with the players and personnel.
You did.
I didn't get talked to about this. He didn't speak to the grassroots level, the B team.
The grassroots.
Hernan and Gage are here all the time. I'm trying to work my way up to EST afternoons, and I wasn't spoken to on these.
Alrighty. Well, I'll give Gager the chance to pick. Heads or tails, Gager?
Tails.
I'll go heads.
Well, I guess you have to. Tails it is. It is the Moose on the 25-cent coin here in Canada. All right, so you'll have the first crack at the first question here. And there are steals, so if you get it wrong, Matty can answer. But with player profiles, there's about 4 hints. It'll start broad and get deeper into the nitty-gritty of who the player is. So the first hint for this player profile, he was drafted in 2019. I know. It's like, well, how many players? There's quite a few.
2019. Boakey. Wasn't he drafted in 19?
I don't know.
24, I think. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Second round.
A couple years ago.
Oh, it's wrong?
It's wrong.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's...
Sorry, I need the good buzzer.
Shane Wright.
Oh.
Shane Wright, hey?
Yeah, I don't know what you're...
4th overall to the Kraken, I think, 22.
What's it, 22?
Perhaps. It might have been. Or 21.
There's last...
I know.
I don't do years
those
anymore.
COVID years just mess you
and
up.
even just
too.
before that, I don't have numbers anymore.
Okay,
I also stopped caring about the draft.
Oh, okay. I got to give you this.
Okay.
There we go. Both wrong.
That's mean.
Has only played for Canadian teams. And of course, the plural is important.
Only played
for Canadian
teams. Canadian teams. That's the trick there. Zari? Is it Connor Zari?
It is not. No.
Podkolzin.
Wow. Yeah, it's Vasily Podkolzin.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, connected to the Edmonton.
I thought it was Zari. Is Zari from
24?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Connor Zari, I mean, I know he's Canadian. Of course, he signed the deal with the Flames here. Zari, drafted Saskatoon.
Oh, Saskatoon.
Born 23 years old. He was drafted in 2020. So that's pretty close to the 2019.
Pretty close.
But Vasily Podkolzin, drafted 10th overall to the Canucks 2019. He's played for the Canucks and the Oilers, of course. So there we go. Freshly signing a 3-year extension.
2.95 AAV for everyone that missed that one earlier.
There we go. All right, player numero 2. Matty, you'll have the first crack at this one. He's Slovakian. We're going real broad here with some of these. Slovakian.
And this is NHL.
NHL, yes.
Slovakian. I don't know. I don't think he is. Marian Gaborik? What's Gaborik?
He's Slovak.
Is he? It was Marian Gaborik.
But it is not right.
No. I'm taking that one.
Yuri Sovlavsky.
Yuri Sovkovsky?
Whatever.
Yes. No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Like, well, good job, Gager.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, that's what he does.
Yes.
Just
No.
shuts me right down.
Raises your hopes and crushes you.
He's a spirit crusher.
This is so mean.
I know.
so mean.
I am mean. I'm in control. Okay. I'm the commish here. All right. He started with the New Jersey Devils in his career. He broke into the NHL playing
it's
3
not
seasons
him.
with the Devils.
It's not.
So I'm going to give you guys that hint.
I know he's not. Bobby Holik.
Bobby
Good
Holik.
one.
What is Bobby Holik? Is he
I
Russian?
think he's Czech, though.
Is he Czech? I was thinking Peter Sikora.
He's Czech.
Yeah.
New Jersey Devils he broke into?
Yeah.
This isn't one of those things where you think Miroslav Shatan played for the Devils, is it?
Hey, we don't remember that, okay?
Slovak.
I saw so many pictures of it. I thought it was real. But it was just a what if. I'm serious. You see it? Well, that would have been, you know how many jerseys that would have sold if he played for that team?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you didn't have to out me like that, Gager. Well,
You did that to yourself many months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Time is up.
We didn't even commit ticker there.
Quinn or Jack
ran out,
Hughes.
I'm sorry.
I like that one.
Is he Slovak?
Close enough.
He might be.
Maybe some blood in him.
Yeah, there might be some. All right. Oh, this one's a little bit difficult. He played 4 seasons in Edmonton, and in his best season of his career, he had 70 points, 31 goals in 78 games. And he was on the Edmonton Oilers for that season.
A Devil who came to the Oilers. Jeez. I can't think of a lot of them.
Yeah, drafted by
the Devils.
The Devils
eventually
came to the Oilers in the early 90s and played 4 seasons with them.
Oh, this is your time period, not my time period. Peter Klima, not correct, but
that is incorrect. Not going to give you the buzzer this time because I like it.
Zdeno Seeger.
Yes.
Good job.
Nice. There we go.
Old Z-balls. What we called them.
Z-balls, eh?
I don't know why.
Yeah, 54th overall and 88 to the Devils. Played 3 seasons there. Came to the Oilers. Went over to the Slovakian League for a while and then played with the Rangers and Lightning and went back overseas.
Kazoo helmets, like the one that it was really round. It was just ridiculous.
Oh, jeez.
So it's 1-1.
I wish I could have one. Yeah, 1-1. 2 questions so far. All right. Player 3. He's a father of a current NHLer.
You start.
Walt Tkachuk.
No.
I was going Tkachuk's too.
Were you?
Almost went the dun.
Father of a current NHLer. I don't know. Like, brain's blanking. Like, because here's where I go. Like, there's so many that then your brain can't zero in on one.
Zero on one, yeah.
So you can't figure out any of them.
Well, and stats have shown, like in the last 5 years, there's been so many more sons of NHLers to actually play in the game. Just
Louis DeBrusk.
How? You got it.
Shoot,
There
I was
we
going
go.
there next.
Yeah, that was a.
Darn it.
There's only a few guesses that you can come up with.
I'm just
right?
trying to picture when they show the guy in the crowd, and I remember Louis crying.
Yeah.
So Louis was the one. I got it. Now look at that go.
Yeah, there we go.
Brilliant man.
If not, I was going to go
That's
Dave
how.
Manson next.
Oh, yeah, I like that guess. Yeah.
Louis DeBrusk.
Nice.
Father
one,
of
Matty.
Jake DeBrusk.
Father of
That's
Jake.
a good one. Yeah, he was
Thank
drafted
you.
by the Rangers in 89. Ontario native, London Knights alum.
Yeah.
And wore number 29 when he suited up here in Edmonton. as well.
Great mullet back in the day.
There we go. So it's 2-1 Matty so far.
And I start.
Yes. And now we're shifting the questions a little bit. It's no longer player profiles, but to see if you can name a certain amount of players who wore a certain jersey number.
Jeez.
I know. These are the hard ones. They really are. Can you name one Oiler who wore number 47? 47.
I feel like I'm going to Marc-Andre Bergeron.
Yeah. See? Dun, da, da, da. You thought you were going to overthink it.
Yeah, a little bit. So
I know, that's a big one that stood out. That's why I only said one. Can you, Gager?
Yeah.
Name 2 players.
2? Why does he get 2 all of a sudden?
2 players that wore what? 47?
That wore number 7.
Arnott and Coffee.
Yeah. Wow, maybe I made these way too easy, hey? Dun, 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 dun. Wow.
Good.
Okay.
It's good.
What is it? 3-2.
3-2.
So you can
Back
tie
to
it up
Matty.
here and push it.
No, I
Oh,
start.
I start.
You just started. I started.
Yeah, no, you start, but he can tie it up.
Yeah, but it's my question, so
Okay.
I could take I could extend my lead.
Sure.
Oh, right.
I have to get it wrong before you get it.
Name 3 players to wear number 13 for the Oilers.
Oh, geez. Andrew Cogliano. 13.
I know there's a lot of...
I don't know a lot. I don't remember a lot of the 13s out there. I know it's Cogliano's one of them.
An unlucky number.
There's quite a few.
Well, yeah. I hope so if you're saying there's 3 of them. I hope there's not 3. Name all 3 Oilers to ever wear number 13 in franchise history.
I did that with number 4, but there's 13 players actually all time to wear number 13
Really?
for the Oilers, yeah.
Interesting.
Number
And I
13,
believe that.
baby.
Like, that's pretty interesting. Andrew Cogliano.
All right.
Yeah,
I think your time is up.
Yeah, I'll take that out.
Gager?
I gave you 1.
Cogliano. Sergei Brelin. Oh, wasn't Brelin? Was it Brelin? And then
Was he right with Breland or not?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So then the best thing is not to give me
another one. Okay. I'll give you another crack. Do you have any other?
No, I have no other. None other.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Well,
does anyone in the nasty chat know?
Yeah. Let's see here. I see a Mike Brown from Brock Harrison.
Mike Brown.
That's correct. Pugliarvi is correct. Cogliano was right.
Jeez.
And you're forgetting Tommy's favorite, Matthias Janmark.
Oh yeah.
Yep. He wear 13?
I guess. Camilleri from 23 to 25. I think he's still wearing number
Camilleri?
13. Yeah, Mike Camilleri in 2018. Oh yeah, he played like 10 games or something. Yeah, he did not play very many seasons.
3-2
with the Oilers.
Yeah,
Let's see here.
still.
Yeah, he played 51 games in his final
Because it kind of like
season with the
closed.
Oilers.
Right? He came here and it closed that loop because he initially was a draft pick of the Oilers or something.
Oh, was he?
And Stoll was a draft pick of the Flames, and then they didn't sign, and the Oilers eventually got Stoll, and Camilleri went to the Flames, I believe. That's how it kind of all played out, and then eventually Camilleri came here.
All right. Well, I'm going to do another name player. Name 3 players to wear number 22. Gager.
Starting.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Swanson. Dan Lakich. No.
Swanson. No.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
I don't know any.
You don't know any?
22.
I'm not good with numbers and remembering
They're hard.
numbers.
I mean,
You're making me
you can
do 3 of
change
them.
I think there was a Desjardins with 22, wasn't there?
There's probably a few Desjardins.
I'm not good. Like,
22.
the deep cuts and all of that. I'm withdrawing from this question because I have
Lakich.
nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
I have nothing. I have nothing. There's no way I'm going to be wasting time on
All
that
right.
one. So it's back to you. Do you have anything?
No, I got
No? Okay. Well, let me run down the list here. Matthew Savoy, Tyson Barrie, Tobias Reeder,
Barrie.
Rem Murray, Jean-Francois Jacques,
I knew it was a French guy.
Yanni Rita, Anson Carter,
Ranson Carter.
Roman Hammerlick, Luke Richardson, Charlie Huddy.
What?
I don't do numbers well. I don't remember.
I know.
players.
They're hard. They're hard.
One
remember
thing
those.
I struggle with.
Yeah.
We should like a lot of those. How did we forget Tyson Barrie?
How did we forget
know.
Anson Carter?
Hey, I'm not
It's
blaming
easy
you
to forget
guys,
numbers.
Is it?
For me, it is.
I always thought it was like 18.
I'm too focused on the front, the logo on the front of the jersey, not the name and the number on the back.
That's right.
Darn rights. There we go. I'm trying to see if there's another.
I know, sir. Like, yeah, Ray Lewis is 52. Derek Jeter was number 2.
There's famous numbers,
There's other
but one
Redskins
players.
99.
Yeah,
I know
there's
that
certain
one.
players that might.
I know he's in the rafters.
Yeah.
All right.
I know McDavid's 97.
There's only 2 players all time to wear number 83. Besides Alish Hemsky, who's the other Oiler.
I got one. I know one of them.
I think it's Gager this time. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Oh no.
83. Hamlin?
He's a current player. He does not play for the Oilers right now, but he is a current player. If I can type his name up. He's a defenseman, 31 years old. Played parts of 4 seasons with the Oilers, went to the Predators, and is on San Jose up until last season and played with the
Benning
Marlies
and,
as well.
Matt Benning?
Yeah.
Yes! Matt Benning. Yeah.
You want the point?
There we go.
I guess.
Well, I guess that means there's another question,
3-3.
boys.
3-3.
All right. Okay, this is another player
we win
profile.
this one on a
Edmonton based.
rouge?
I should just do full player profiles. I think this is a
if I
rouge
go
win.
kick Coob, do I win? Can I win? How far he goes? Can I get a rouge here?
I will accept
is
the
deep
loss,
cuts.
and I'll give it to you, Gage, on that one.
All right. Well, this player was born in Edmonton. That's the first hint. Matty?
Mike Comrie.
No.
Andrew Ferentz.
No. I don't know why I give you the buzz and not
You hate me.
I think we've established that early on the
did
segment.
just threaten to kick you. I think that's against the rules in the new handbook.
You haven't signed on those
I haven't
yet.
signed off.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, his birthday is at the end of the month.
The end of this month?
Yeah.
September?
Or sorry, at the end of next month.
Okay,
I don't know why I
that's
thought
a
it was
big
October.
difference.
Yeah.
That is a very
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah. October
Doesn't
28th,
change my guess and
to
all
be
that. Born in Edmonton. And we're not, is surrounding areas included, or are we just saying it's specifically Edmonton?
It's all the same. It's like the G2.
Well, some won't say that's all the same.
His page says Edmonton Alta.
Okay, well, Jason Strudwick. Somebody's got it. Isn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know where he's born from.
Well, he's ours now.
He was born in Edmonton.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought he just came straight down from
Solid
heaven.
guess. But his birthday's in July.
It's heaven.
Yeah, his birthday's
Gauge
actually
your
July
name
17th.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Quite a few players that actually came out of Edmonton.
Edmonton's actually produced a lot of it.
Yeah. Let's go with. Oh, what's his name?
What are you thinking of?
Reinprecht?
No. He was drafted in the second round by the Minnesota Wild in 2005.
Oh, yeah. That goes to me now, right?
Yeah.
Drafted by the Minnesota Wild. Wild. Matt Cassian.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Matt Cassian. Yep.
Jesus.
There we go,
I was gonna
Matty.
say Spurgeon after that, but good work, Matty.
My other hints were Blazers and Giants WHL career, played for the Wild and Senators, 76 total NHL games, and the final one would have been Queso because he brought Queso in the other day. So
He's in October?
yeah,
That's good to
28th.
know.
Day before my birthday.
Wow.
That's good to know.
Just
This
put
was
that out
Zach's way of telling us when his birthday
No one
is.
cares, Coop. I'm not getting you anything now.
Oh.
Zach's day after Matt Cassian.
Yeah.
That's how we now know.
Yeah,
He wants
Is
to
he
get
your
that
birthday
up.
today? Is that good?
Good.
It's Matt's tomorrow.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, 27th, I think, is Drysaddles, and it's Cass's, and then...
And then you.
Yeah.
the Trinity of Edmonton.
The Trinity.
Yeah. Two
good.
former pro athletes and a guy who can't shut up. There we go.
Good job, Zach. Good job. We suck at numbers, apparently. Has Hauraney better at numbers? Hauraney good at numbers?
He's surprisingly good at certain numbers.
He
right?
cheats, though.
Yeah, he doesn't close his computer.
No.
Yeah, no, I know. That makes sense. That was Heat and Smoke. He's Zach. He's Joaquin. I'm Matt. This is EST Afternoons right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, live from the William Huff studio. When we come back, it's time for Need for Speed as we'll catch up with Tim Hauraney to talk some F1. And later we'll continue into the River Cree inbox as well as into the Nasty Chat. Coming up, Zach, Sports Update, and then Tim Hauraney right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports.
There's more numbers to talk about here. This time we know him. 24-year-old Vasily Podkolzin is here to stay in Edmonton, signing a 3-year deal with the Oilers worth just under $3 million per season. And NHL preseason continues. The Oilers and Jets matchup from Winnipeg. Puck drop goes at 6 o'clock with 10 other games around the league. And from New York, Russell Wilson will not start this week after an 0-3 start with the Giants. It's rookie Jackson Dart getting the call when they take on the undefeated Chargers on Sunday. In the CFL, Zach Collaros and Davis Alexander both took first-team reps for their respective clubs. Alexander has been out since mid-July for the Alouettes with a hamstring injury, while a neck injury has set back Collaros. He's sat out the past 2 games. with the injury he suffered September 6th against the Riders. MLB action, Toronto and Boston clash for the first of 3 games. Boston 5 games back of the Jays for the lead in the AL East, with the Yankees 2 games back from Toronto. Both the Yankees and Jays have 6 games left to play in their regular season. First pitch tonight goes at 5:07. Kevin Gausman, the starter for the Jays. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. We head to the track next on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Elks President Chris Morris joining us here on the Reed Wilkins Show.
It's touchdowns instead of field goals. If I'm a coach and I'm doing the numbers and all that, from about the 50 all the way to about the opposing team's 35, third down, you're going for it consistently. And I think if you look at what the stats are going to be on those numbers as the years go by, it's going to make a lot of sense to be going for it on third down almost every single time when you're in that zone.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Taco Tuesday just got wild at the Canadian Brewhouse. New tacos and quesadillas are just $3.49 all day. And after 4 p.m., sip $5.99 spicy mango margaritas and enjoy $2 off Corona tankards. Let's talk about a good time. The Canadian Brewhouse.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Need extra space for products, tools, or seasonal stock? Sentinel Storage gives your business flexible storage and the room to grow. Affordable storage that scales with you. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Reminder coming up at 3 o'clock. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Oilers in Winnipeg to take on the Jets in some preseason action. Jonathan Toews in a Jets uniform. Will be interesting to watch. Time now for Rad Torque Raceway's Need for Speed. It is brought to you by Rad Torque Raceway. Got a car needing speed? Check out the Track Junkie program or race any vehicle you have down the drag strip for just over $40 with their street legals. All the details at radraceway.com. This past weekend, F1 finished up in Azerbaijan. And to join us on the line to talk some Formula One, it is Tim Hauraney of TSN as well. And Tim, appreciate the time as always on with Joaquin and Matt here. Tim, just to start, your takeaways from this past weekend out in Azerbaijan.
Oh, I think I've lost you.
Hey, Tim, we got you now.
There you are.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Are we on?
We are now live. What is
okay? Good. Well, I missed the entire question.
All good. Just your takeaways from this past weekend's F1 race out in Azerbaijan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, a big talking point has to be Max Verstappen and clawing his way back into the title fight here, and then also on top of all that was the meltdown by McLaren because they were feeling the pressure this weekend. There's no question about that whatsoever. But I think moving forward, I mean, Singapore is going to be a huge weekend for Max, but I think it's going to be a really big weekend for Red Bull Racing as a whole, because then they'll have confirmation if they really are in this title fight or if they're not. I mean, mathematically right now they are. However, we've seen how strong McLaren is this season, but there's a lot of give and take with a lot of the tracks that are still remaining on the calendar. Some tracks that really don't favor McLaren whatsoever are still in the pipeline. We still have sprint races as well. And so I would say the biggest takeaway from this past weekend has to be that of Max Verstappen and inserting himself back into the championship, drivers' championship conversation.
Tim, we've seen over the course of this season, Oscar Piastri, half the time you have to check this kid if he has a pulse. But now it's getting to the point that driver's title, it's really been in he's been able to almost taste it, I think, since the summer break. And I think we're seeing a few cracks in the armor of Oscar Piastri, and we can see that obviously this weekend what happened. But now with the looming threat of the Flying Dutchman, what can that put even more pressure on both Lando and Oscar throughout these final races to make this really interesting come the end of it?
I think so. I mean, it's like you said, rarely do we see Oscar Piastri make mistakes, but we saw two really big ones on Saturday and Sunday last weekend. I think a big part of that is he is feeling the pressure of this championship showdown, because if you go back to his Formula 2 days, he won a championship there. Formula 3, same thing. Never did we ever see him make mistakes like this before. I think that is a mounting pressure that is taking a hold of him in Azerbaijan. I think one of the things with Oscar is he always learns from mistakes. I think that he has a capacity to handle what is about to come his way, because I don't think this is going to be an easy drivers championship title to win either. I think at the same time, McLaren as a team, I think, felt a lot of pressure this weekend. I think their car setup, in my opinion, showed us that. They were very conservative with their car approach, their car setup, where if you look at Red Bull, they were very aggressive with theirs, making sure that straight line speed was going to be a key thing for them. And they had to trust their driver in Max Verstappen that he wasn't going to crash the car, because it's easy to do that when you've taken a lot of the downforce off the car. I think when you look at what McLaren did with both their drivers in terms of the setup, especially Lando, I mean, could have trimmed that car out a lot more. They could have been way faster in a straight line, would have helped him get around the likes of Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson when he was stuck in that DRS train, because let's be honest, that McLaren is quicker than the Racing Bulls car. And I think Lando Norris obviously is quicker than Yuki Tsunoda. So I think when we take a look at Azerbaijan as a whole, there's a lot there for that team to learn, especially the pit stop. I thought that was also pressure related, even though Andrea Stella did tell us at the end on Sunday that he felt that it was more technical based rather than operator based, or more mechanical based rather than operator based, meaning it's more the equipment and not the individual using the equipment. And he's obviously going to see a lot more than any of us are, but at the same time, he's got to protect his team as well. So I think there are things there where we can look and see that McLaren face pressure and they succumbed to it at some points. I think there's also a little bit of bad luck wrapped up in there over the last few races as well, though.
So, Tim, we talked a couple weeks ago, and you had mentioned the Laurent Mekies is listening to Max a little bit more, coming from that engineering standpoint, and obviously the engineers looking at the data. Max wants the trimmed out car. That makes sense to me, especially in a course like Baku with that 2 kilometer straight, and let Max do the rest in the tight corners, even though he doesn't have a lot of downforce. Going to Singapore now, with you saying that McLaren was way more conservative, what does the Singapore track, who does that benefit more? Is it still a track where Max is looking to have that trimmed out car, or will he look for a little bit more downforce, and vice versa? Will McLaren look to try to push the envelope and not be as conservative with the setup of the car?
Singapore is going to be a track that favors McLaren.
Yeah.
That will be one of their sort of bread and butter type track configurations. It's going to be on the drivers to make sure that they are executing to the best of their ability. And then obviously there is a drivers' championship battle between the two of them happening at the same time. Plus McLaren needs to secure the constructors championship as well. So for McLaren, there's a lot at stake going into Singapore. I just want to backtrack a bit to the Italian Grand Prix. I mean, you and I were speaking about this, and I had said that, a big part of it was the new floor, that the revised floor, I should call it, that Red Bull Racing introduced to their car for the Italian Grand Prix, that really looked like it unlocked a lot of that car's potential, because their Fridays have been way better over the last 3 events. And I think that is a combination of not only Laurent Mekies, but also the fact that they're listening to the drivers. And then also on top of all that, it's this new revised floor that they've brought. Now, big thing about this floor is that Andreas Stella on Saturday, following qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, told us that he's worried about Red Bull Racing because he's seen a dramatic shift in their car and what it does since introducing this new concept floor back at the Italian Grand Prix, and he's seen a massive change in their car. Now, for Helmut Marko, who is one of Red Bull Racing's, let's call him a consultant, but he is a very big figure at Red Bull Racing. Mm-hmm. He is the guy who brought Max Verstappen to the team. He seems to believe that come Singapore, if they're able to execute at that track, which is a track that Red Bull Racing has struggled at in recent memory. They have not had a lot of success at that track at all. It doesn't suit what that car likes or does, or the car's DNA. But Helmut seems to believe this revised floor, it should be working well in Singapore. And if they're able to score good competitive points in Singapore, then they believe that the Drivers' Championship title will be on at that point. So there's a lot that's hinging on the Singapore Grand Prix for those two storylines in terms of that Drivers' Championship title between three drivers, and then also at the same time, McLaren trying to wrap up this Constructors' Championship as well. So there's a lot to play for come Singapore. But it's important for fans to watch out for this and for these storylines going forward.
We're with Tim Hauraney. He is F1 insider analyst for TSN, as well as the Nailing the Apex podcast. Tim, it hasn't been the year Ferrari was expecting this year. What do you just make of their struggles overall this season?
Yeah, it's been really up and down. Definitely, this is not what Ferrari expected for this season. I think a big part of it is, once the end of last year happened, I think they felt very confident in the way that they needed to go with their race car, in the suspension changes that they needed to make to the car that they had, when in fact the changes that they've made have actually turned the car into what was very competitive race-winning car to now a car that struggles to even fight for a podium position. Lewis Hamilton looked good on Friday at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and I think Charles Leclerc could have battled for pole position on Saturday for qualifying as well, but instead, obviously, he had crashed the car. But I still feel that he was in line for battling for that pole position. Whatever happened with Lewis Hamilton's Friday performance in pre-practice 2 couldn't be translated over into Saturday qualifying, and that's definitely got to be setup related somehow. And that's down to Ferrari to figure out the finer details of that so they can get something that's a little more consistent that's underneath the drivers. And I think moving forward, Singapore is going to be a good track for Ferrari. I think that's going to be a spot where they are going to go well at. I think also Las Vegas is going to be a track where Ferrari is going to be competitive. There's going to be races that are still left where Ferrari is going to be able to fight for podiums and race victories. However, I think their mindset coming into this season was they're going to be fighting for a lot more than just, P5s and P3s.
Let's face it, Tim, some of the best driving Leclerc saw was Carlos driving home in that van when their flight got delayed back to Monaco.
That was awesome.
But what does that do for Carlos getting a podium with Williams for that team now? Does that ignite some of the fuel and going into these last few races?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think for Carlos, the big thing about it was the fact that, the way he had to leave Ferrari, obviously them bringing Lewis Hamilton over and forcing him out of his seat. I think for Carlos, he was nervous about the decision that he was about to undertake as to which team should he be going to, because there was a big offer from Audi. There were conversations with Red Bull Racing as well, and a few other teams at the same time. Alpine was one of them as well. And then ending up with going with Williams and James Vowles' vision has really worked out, well for him and for that team. I think he understands that it is a building process, and they have the right guy in James Vowles sort of leading the way to try and, put Williams Racing back together and bring them back to a championship caliber team. That is going to take some years, and Carlos Sainz knows that he is a big part of making that happen. I think Carlos, though, at the end of the day, he's got to feel good about the fact that, Lewis Hamilton going into Ferrari hasn't scored a podium yet.
Yeah.
Where Carlos Sainz going to Williams, well, he has now.
Mm-hmm.
I think even though he will never talk about it, as a driver, deep down, I know that he is probably feeling pretty good about that. And I think he feels that his move was he made the right decision in choosing to go to Williams Racing instead of the other teams that I had mentioned. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good move, but he's a great driver. I mean, I think, we tend to forget when drivers go who are very talented and they get moved to another team that's really slower. And we tend to forget that just how good all of these drivers are. And I think for Carlos, it's just a reminder that this is still a top caliber level racing driver that is still out there, still doing his thing. And I think that's important moving forward because, at the end of 2026, we'll have a better idea as to who is going to be competitive. And if Carlos is still putting in great results, then there's going to be other big teams that are going to come calling for him. Yeah. So I think what he's done over the weekend was just obviously raising that stock value of his and just keeping himself in the conversation. It's exactly what he needed to do this year.
Tim, you always bring some fantastic stuff, so we appreciate it once again. Enjoy the rest of your week and your rest of your night.
Hey guys, thanks very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
There's Tim Hauraney of TSN as well as Neil in the Apex podcast. You're going to want to check that out if you're at all into racing. He's just the best.
He is.
Brings a wealth of knowledge. He's an outstanding guest.
I love he's been in a car, he's been in the cockpit, right? He knows what being a driver is all about. And I said this before, he told a great story of in Italy watching Fernando Alonso test the limits of the car on a corner 3, I think. And he was basically jumping out of his seat going, oh my gosh. And that was just Fernando testing what he could do to how he could maximize the car at that certain point. Just so cool.
That was Need for Speed for Rad Torque Raceway. Check them out, raceway.com. Matt Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage with you in EST Afternoons. Coming up, we've got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne from 3 until 6. We'll get to a Zachary Kubish, the Cube Sports Update, and then back we'll wrap up EST Afternoons for this Tuesday. You're listening to Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports.
have extended 24-year-old Vasily Podkolzin to a 3-year deal worth nearly $3 million this season. He played 82 games last year in Edmonton, recording 8 goals and 16 assists. From the Peg, Edmonton hits the ice at 6 o'clock tonight to battle Jonathan Toews and his Jets. While down south, Jackson Dart starts this week for the Giants when they played the Chargers. Russell Wilson heads to the bench after an 0-3 start for New York. Plus, the Cardinals have placed James Conner on the injured reserve as he gets set to undergo foot surgery. Back up north, the Bombers and Alouettes had their starters both taking first-team reps at practice. Winnipeg's Caleros missing 2 games in a row with a neck injury, while Montreal's Davis Alexander sat out since mid-July after he re-aggravated a hamstring injury against the Argos. On the diamond, the Jays battle the Red Sox. Boston sits 5 games back in the standings, with Toronto holding first in the AL East, leading the division by 2 games over the Yankees. Kevin Gosman gets a call for the Jays' first pitch just after 5. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Get some double football action this season. The Elks have their next home game this Saturday against the Riders. Tickets start at just $20. Get your tickets now at goelks.com. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. 2 bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Is that the drop? Oh, it just ends. It's not a drop.
Well, it is a drop
where then it comes
off.
back up. That's an end.
Yeah.
I would
Is it
say
not?
that's a fade.
I wasn't listening, but
Oh, you heard, the music just stops.
I know.
Yeah.
It like goes down. You think
No, the drop is a lead up and then it goes.
and then it hits, and then something comes after it.
Oh, okay.
That's just a fade out.
That's called the end of the song.
Is it not?
Yeah, that's the end of the song.
Oh, okay.
No, hitting the post is the in radio. Hitting the post is so. Let's say a song. There's 30 seconds of instrumental, and then the first lyrics 31 seconds. It's talking for 30 seconds, and as soon as you're done, the lyrics start. That's hitting the post.
When I was before I went to radio school, I always thought people just knew the song and they would like time it exactly to the second right before the singer started singing. They actually just tell
They
you.
would have needed to know that back in the day, back when you were playing records and stuff. You didn't have that.
Man.
Nowadays, it's on the system. Like it shows you. Like if we're on during the morning show. Actually, I could pull up Cruise right now. you would see a countdown of like 10 seconds when the song starts, and that knows you have 10 seconds
Yeah,
at the post.
I remember looking at the screen.
But they don't have that, like back when they were doing records and stuff like that. You wouldn't have had that. You just would have had to know.
Have you ever watched Private Parts?
What?
Private Parts. Howard Stern.
Oh, no.
No? You should. It's good. It's a great movie. But it's his biography. But it shows you what kind of growing up in radio, what he went through.
Yeah, because, he's been around it so long. Like, I don't know the full story of Howard Stern, but I know, like...
He's been around for a long time.
Forever. Like, he's never not been on the radio, essentially, right?
Essentially.
This is EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. 3 to 6, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Clear choice for Edmonton Sports. I know Dave Jameson's on the show. Do you know at all, quickly, Koob, what else is coming up besides JMO?
That's what we got
putting on your
so
spot?
far right now.
Okay. Lots for them to discuss, including Podkolzin's 3-year, $2.95 AAV contract extension with the Oilers. They're in Winnipeg to take on the Jets tonight. I don't know if you can watch that game. Oiler Plus, I would assume. We looked. It's a TSN 3, but that would be a regional blackout. I don't think we'd get that here for the Jets broadcast. So I don't know how easy it'll be to watch that hockey game if you are an Oiler fan.
We can listen to the sweet sounds of Bob and Cam Moon, I think, on the radio.
Wouldn't it be Jack?
No.
You sure? It's not on TV.
Maybe.
Usually if it's a TV game, Jack's doing that, but if it's not, he calls the radio. I don't know who then doing preseason.
Maybe they don't go on the road. Because they didn't go to Cal, but they stayed here. It was a split game.
They'll go on the road. They'll be there. They'll be there. Yeah, 100%. We need to get to a courageous moment for Alberta Blue Cross. Every win, every setback, every moment of courage. Alberta Blue Cross is proud to be here there with Albertans through all of life's meaningful moments. I actually have a 3-way tie. Well, a 3-way courageous moment. I'm going to start with the commissioner of the CFL, Stuart Johnson.
Oh, wow.
I may not fully agree with everything. I may still be frustrated with things. Wow. But to stand up at a podium yesterday, and for a league that's been over 100 years old, and a league that is with its tradition, to stand there and say, I'm changing these things, or we're changing these things. But he has to wear it.
Wow.
Because he's the commissioner. That's courageous.
That
takes some courage. That takes some balls to go do that one. So I will give him a courageous moment. I'm going to give him honorable mention. The other two, though, I'm going to, and it's staying along this, Nathan Rourke for being, if he's not the face of the CFL yet, which I don't think he fully is yet, he's going to be the face of the CFL when the rules kick into place. And as a Canadian quarterback, a guy who grew up in Canada with this game, for him to come out and be a staunch defender of the Canadian game, that takes courage. For him to say that the commish doesn't love this game as much as I do or everyone else does, good job. I like that. So I will say to Nathan Rourke, that is a courageous moment. And then Mike O'Shea as well. He is the best coach maybe right now in the Canadian Football League. He's a Canadian coach. He's a player through this game. And yesterday on radio, he spoke out against this as well, which, not towing the line of your employers and not towing the line of the league, to come out, and he defended Nathan Rourke. He also said, for him, he's a purist, and we're going to lose those missed field goal returns and stuff like that. Courageous moment from him yesterday to also come out and be against the Canadian Football League. But the commish for standing up, for what he thinks, but for everyone else, not just going, we'll see how it goes, or trying to be political and actually coming out with their thoughts. There's your Alberta Blue Cross courageous moments from yesterday for me.
Well, I'm shocked
that I would go with the commish.
Yeah, that's very courageous.
Thank you. Thank you.
You throw yourself in there too, Matty.
I have to give something. Well, we'll see. I'm still gonna hit go. I don't know when I'll.
Should be a good one this Saturday, though.
Oh, Elks Riders?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Elks released tickets on the north side. I got to take a look at the tickets. We actually have tickets to give away on the station. I'm going to send an email to everyone this week with which shows are going to give away tickets. If you do want to go see the Elks and the Riders, keep it locked here to Edmonton Sports Talk this week as well. Tickets to give away. But there's not a lot available. They released a bit more on the west side. So there's a few more rows available there. But right now they are selling the north side. This will be a bigger crowd than the one we saw in the Labor Day rematch between Edmonton and Calgary, which is a great atmosphere. Now, look, there's going to be a lot of green and white at Commonwealth. But that's okay.
That's great.
Because, look, the Edmonton Oilers have a big red and blue and white crowd when the Habs come to town. It's very blue and white when the Leafs come to town. And it does bring out the best of Oiler fans. And those are some of the best games to be at Rogers Place. And I think Saturday's going to be one of the better games to be at Commonwealth Stadium. One, the weather still looks to be beautiful here. Right now, the forecast for Saturday is 19 degrees and sunny.
That's good football weather.
Isn't it? That's football weather right there. You're going to have just the two teams that are both hungry for victories. Lions coming off Riders coming off a bye week and their loss to the Owls prior to that. But also then just fans that are going to push each other because of, Rider fans are going to cheer. Elks fans are going to have to respond. Makes for a great game.
I like that. Time?
5 o'clock, which means 4 o'clock, Green and Gold kickoff show with myself and Jay Milne. We'll get you set for that game on Saturday.
I like that show.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I stand by what I said last week of the 2 pregame shows. Not saying what we do on the air, but during the game, Jay and I have more fun than the Oiler guys, Oiler boys.
Well, Jay,
we were worried about the food of each other.
I like an upset Jay for some reason. It's entertaining to watch. It's got very unique takes that I really like.
Never mind Lock Shop being snubbed for show of the year.
They didn't get the votes. It's not a snub, and I'm part of the Lock Shop. I am fill-in number 1. We need to do better, and I apologize. I know people are going to come at me. I also ducked it. Now I'm frustrated with Matt. Why are you frustrated with me? Greatest moment was Matt himself. Most other people with a media platform did not take the stand of the people like Matt did. Because I didn't give it to myself? Is that why you were frustrated with me? He's going to be frustrated with me now because I just said what I said about the Lock Shop. I know that because there's that group of Lock Shoppers that, look, you just got to keep the push going for people to remember when the ballots come next year. Remember the Lock Shop. They're really pushing for things. Gager, you have a lovely, lovely Tuesday night.
You as well, Matty.
Happy 40th to Tommy Zola as well. Again.
Oh, right. Keep it on the rails, Tom.
It doesn't look a day over 25. And he stole Gager's meat.
Yeah. First controversy since of the new year of the Estes.
That's Dusty says he put it in there already, so it is there. I'd like to thank our guest, Bryan DeArdo of CBS Sports. You guys heard part of that conversation. So we had a little bit of technical glitches with our audio stream or our video programming. Also, Tim Hauraney of TSN. Coming up next, it is the Reed Wilkins Show. Thank you to all of you as well for tuning in and joining us, and everyone that jumped into the Nasty Chat or the River Cree inbox. On behalf of Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubich, who did a wonderful job on the other side of the camera, I'm Matt Iwanyk. Thanks for tuning in to EST Afternoons right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, of your choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Reed Wilkins Show with J Mill coming up next. Don't go anywhere.